Hey, what's going on, YouTube? My name is Jacob. Welcome back to the Holy Poo-Up channel, or if the feature does this correctly, you might even see this on Shane's channel, or Asoareo YT. Um, Me and him talked about it, and we're going to try out the new collab feature that's on YouTube, where you could, put a collab. That's really how it is. I'll get to why Shane is part of this in a second. Um, Actually, that second being now. Back in, I think, May, me and him recorded a 13-minute segment where he was helping me get a voice acting thing for a school project I was doing. And if you go back onto my channel, you'll actually see messing this all up. You'll see the project he helped me on, which was the Gein documentary. Wouldn't personally recommend watching it, but like, if you want to, you can. It will show you this segment he did for me, and like, the segment I chose out of the 13 minutes, and also just, give you basic knowledge on a serial killer. Which, trigger warning, there are things in this video that will be kind of disturbing to hear, because we go over how some people have died. And so if you don't like that, I would recommend, clicking off. And if not, then I will go ahead and play it. The audio is like 13 minutes long. I'll either cut it a little bit short, or just have to censor some parts that we've said. um, I don't have any like background gameplay and all that, so I might just like reuse some stuff from my YouTube video, like another YouTube video I've done, or a few of them, or I don't know. I'll put something in the background so you're not completely bored staring at a black screen hearing me and Shane talk for 13 minutes. Um, but editor me, roll the clip, roll the audio, do something. Whenever you're at the top of the script, because I
All
just
right.
cut any part out, just so I don't worry about this intervention.
Oh wait,
All
what
right.
you did? Wait. You cut out the ed part?
No, I can cut out the part that's currently being recorded and just start from where you are.
Okay, gotcha. All right,
All right,
gotcha.
so I'm gonna
Oh,
mute
okay.
and start.
Gotcha. All right, I got this entirely. All right. Ed was stalking this hardware store for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, who he eventually kidnaps and then kills. The cops get tipped that she was last seen with Ed, so they check this house. The two cops enter her outhouse / meat stack, and they find Bernice with her head decapitated and her guts cut and ripped out like someone would cut a pig. A trait Ed picked up from several side jobs. They also find her tendons ripped out of her feet and metal rods stuck in their place. After seeing that sight, the cops stumble out of the sack. Okay, I gotta reset. I gotta reset. I said sack
Yeah,
instead of shack.
yeah.
I
Also,
fucked up two different words
yeah.
also. So
Whenever you get to meat shack / whatever, instead of saying slash, because that tells people you're reading off a script,
okay, yeah, don't say slash.
go and or, because a slash is slash counts as and or.
Alright, gotcha. Alright, restarting. You
Again.
can keep going. Gotcha. Ed was stalking this hardware store for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, who he eventually kidnaps and kills. The cops get tipped that she was last seen with Ed, so they check his house. The two cops enter a outhouse and or meat shack, and they find Bernice, but with her head decapitated and her guts cut and ripped out like how someone would gut a pig. A trait Ed picked up from several side jobs. They also find her tendons ripped out of her feet and metal rods stuck in their place. After seeing that sight, the cops stumble out of the shack, throwing up, and go to call backup to arrest Ed as they explore his house.
All right, all right, all right.
Gotcha. There you go. See?
All
You
right, all
got it.
right. Let's do the normal voice acting thing, to where we do a few other takes, just so I can pick my favorite. All
Gotcha.
right, so
Okay.
Try like different voices. Try sounding like more. Because at the top of it, I expressed like jokingly, I was like someone that was there at the time. So instead of sounding like a reporter or a detective, I want you to try sounding like you're a friend of like Bernice's or something. But like it's in the past, so you're not gonna be too emotional. But you're gonna be like you're gonna
Kind of joking about it,
hesitate.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you're gonna
oh
like
yeah, I was
hesitate on
there.
some of the parts.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Again.
All right, gotcha. Ed was stalking this hardware store for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, I assume, who he eventually kidnaps and killed. Oh no, fuck, I gotta reset that one. All right, gotcha. All
Yeah,
right,
why'd you
reset that.
say I assume?
I don't know. I'm trying to sound like I don't know why I said this. All right, restarting. I'm gonna go right out of the script. I will
Again.
cut off. I will cut off. Gotcha. Ed was stalking this hardware store owner for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, who he eventually kidnaps and kills. The cops get tipped that she was last seen with Ed, so they check his house. The two cops enter a house and or Meshach, and they find Bernice out. But fuck, I fucked up. Damn, I
I'm so
mistake the word
thankful I
"but"
can
with
cut
"out."
this out. He's like, this is a school project. They hear, crap, I messed up, damn it.
It's so funny. It's like,
You can, if you feel like it's appropriate, you can add stuff to make it more believable.
yeah,
Like
that's all I
to
was
it.
thinking about.
All
Yeah, that's all I
right.
was thinking about. All right,
Don't sound so confused. Sound like it's a matter of fact, but like still fills you with dread that it happened.
gotcha.
Again.
All right. Ed was stalking this hardware store for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, who he eventually kidnaps and kills. The cops get tipped that she was last seen with Ed, so they check his house. The two cops enter a outhouse and or meat shack, and they find Bernice, but with her head decapitated and her guts cut and ripped out like someone would cut a pig. A trait Ed picked up from several side jobs. Motherfucker. What? 309. All right. Dude, I got a job. Son of a bitch.
What happened?
She keeps bringing up the internet thing. I keep resetting it. All right. Reset. Starts playing the fucking guitar. All right. All right. You muted? You muted? All right. I think that was a yes. All right. Ed was stalking this hardware store for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, who he eventually kidnaps and kills. The cops get tipped that she was last seen with Ed, so they check his house. The two cops enter a house and or Meshach, and they find Bernice, but with her head decapitated and her guts cut out and ripped out like how someone would gut a pig. A trait Ed picked up from several side jobs I know. They also find her tendons ripped out of her feet and metal rods stuck in their place. After seeing that sight, the cops stumble out of the shack and throwing up and go to call back up to arrest Ed as they explore the rest of his house. All right. That was good. All
All
right.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
My hair. My hair keeps getting in my face now because it's getting so long. Jesus. I gotta thin it out again. All right.
How do you feel about that take? You want to try some more?
Maybe a little more, yeah. Maybe try
Okay.
one more.
Try it any way you feel this time. I want to see what
Anyway, I
you
feel.
improvise with.
All right, gotcha.
And if I hear deathcore metal screaming from you, like, "Ah!" like Kratos trying to get revenge.
I
Again.
left my ass up. All right. Hmm. I'm trying to think about what to do. All right. Um. All right. Ed was. I already did that.
Edward was.
Edward was sucking his hot off for weeks. All right. I might do that actually. That kind of sounds funny. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be serious about this. I like doing serious stuff. All right. I gotta fix my hair. All right. Okay. By the way, this is shown to your school, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But not my school, but my class.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Did you just now realize that?
Kinda a little bit. A tad. Because if people are gonna be questioning, who the fuck is that?
Exactly. That's why I just asked you.
Yeah, you're right. I know some people are probably gonna know, but not many.
No, there's the only person in my class that would be able to know you is my friend Corey, and he does not know you.
Damn. All right, it's fine now. All right, good. That's good. That's good. All right. All right, I got this. Again. Ed was stalking his hardware store for weeks, but more specifically,
voice.
All right, fucking dick in my ass. All right, I got this. That was the first one.
Yeah, that was the first voice.
All right, hold on a minute.
Please tell me you know more than 2 voices.
No, okay, I got this. How many? So is this supposed to be his friend? So like, what is this actually supposed to be his friend?
No, I'm just giving you like different voices that you could try to do.
Edward was stalking his hardware. I can do that.
D-B-O-I.
BB anal $. That's me. All right, fuck. I'm gonna do that. Actually,
what if you just do a very poor Indian accent?
Oh, Edward was talking his hardware store for weeks.
Edward was talking his hardware store.
Edward was talking his hardware store for weeks.
That's Chinese.
That's Chinese, yeah.
Oh, Edward was talking the Chinese store. The Chinese store.
The Chinese store. Fuck it, I'm gonna do a redneck one just for fun.
That's true. That they are in the southern parts.
Oh, I'm doing that then. I'm gonna do that then. All right.
Gosh.
All right. Sorry now. Ed was stalking his hardware store for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, who he eventually kidnaps and kills. The cops get a tip that she was last seen with Ed, so they check his house. The 2 cops enter a outhouse and or meat shack, and they find Bernice, but with her head decapitated and her guts ripped out like a pig. Like, fuck. I fucked it up. Okay, reset.
Nope, you stayed in redneck at least while swearing.
Fuck. Alright, got it. Reset. Go.
Again!
Okay. Ed was stalking his hardware store for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, who he eventually kidnaps and kills. The cops get a tip that she was last seen with Ed, so they check his house. The 2 cops enter a outhouse and or meat shack, and they find Bernice, but with her head decapitated and her guts cut and ripped out like someone would gut a pig. A trait Ed picked up from several side jobs. They also find her tendons ripped out of her feet and metal rods stuck in their place. After seeing that sight, the cops are fuck. I'm gonna reset because that was kind of fucked. I'm gonna reset.
What the heck?
What the hell?
Did you hear that noise too? Or was that
What the hell?
me?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Alright, well, again.
Alright. Ed was stalking this hardware store for weeks, but more specifically, the owner, a nice old lady named Bernice Warden, who he eventually kidnaps and kills. The cops get a tip that she was last seen with Ed, so they check his house. The 2 cops enter an outhouse and or meat shack, and they find Bernice, but with her head decapitated and her guts cut and ripped out like how someone would gut a pig. A trait Ed picked up from several side jobs. They also find her tendons ripped out of her feet and metal rods stuck in their place. After seeing that sight, the cops stumble out of the shack, throwing up, and go to call back up to arrest Ed as they explore his house. Gotcha. There we go.
Couple of.
And there were a couple of.
I'm so thankful I can cut this out.
Let me cook to keep it as bloopers.
Dude, if I kept this as a blooper, because this is also being posted to my YouTube channel.
You're gonna do a whole new video saying like, all right, well here are the bloopers. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to censor some of it.
Fuck.
I don't know, it would make for a good 13-minute video so far.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, this would be great.